I was raped by a doctor, which is, so bittersweet for a Jewish girl. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. I knew something good would come out of that. Out of rape. I wear this St. Christopher medal sometimes because I'm Jewish, but my boyfriend is Catholic, and it was cute the way he gave it to me. You know, he said, if it doesn't burn through my skin, it will protect me, which is... Who cares? Different religions, you know? I mean, I guess the only time it's an issue, I suppose, would be, like, if you're having a baby, you got to figure out, like, how you want to raise your baby or whatever, you know, which wouldn't even still not be an issue for us because we'd be honest, you know, and just say, you know, like, mommy is one of the chosen people, and daddy believes that Jesus is magic. That's not nice. No, Jesus is magic, because he turned water to wine, and I think he made the Statue of Liberty disappear in the 80s, something. But, the Jews got all, they didn't want... When that Jesus movie came out, the Jews didn't want people to see it because, they felt... everybody blames the Jews for killing Christ, and then the Jews try to pass it off on the Romans. I'm one of the few people that believes it was the blacks. I don't care. Good. I hope the Jews did kill Christ. I'd do it again. I'd fucking do it again in a second. My boyfriend and I are at that, like, second or third stage, where we're finally comfortable, around it. Like, I'm finally comfortable enough to pee in front of my boyfriend, which is so great, because now I'm going to try it in the bathroom. And we take showers together, and, it's really... I guarantee if you take a shower with your boyfriend, by the time you step out of that shower, your breasts will be sparkling clean. Sparkling. I was licking jelly off of my boyfriend's penis, and all of a sudden I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm turning into my mother. It's like those clues, that we're becoming our parents. It's scary. I'm on the birth control pill, because I do a lot of fucking. But I want to try something else because it's really hormone-y, and I'm always asking my friends what they use for birth control. I always take a little poll. Like, I asked my friend Charlie what he and his wife use for birth control, and he said he just comes all over her face. So, we're gonna try that. And, he has kids already. My boyfriend, he has kids. I mean, he's got a boy and a girl. They're 9 and 11, and they're great. You know what? He made them those ages to commemorate 9/11, which I think is amazing. It says a lot more than a pin. I always think like I should get on it if I want to have kids. I just. Once you hit 30, you've got to decide fast, because it can be difficult to conceive, it can be dangerous. I mean, the best time to have a baby is when you're a black teenager. But I'm not a hoity-toity kind of girl. I don't wear any jewelry. I'm not I'm not into jewelry or anything. I'm such a hypocrite. There's a jewel that I think is, I'm gonna sound like such a Jap. There is one jewel that I think is stunning, that It's just like a classic, and and by Jap I mean Japanese. But it's just gorgeous, you know, and it's really, it's rare. You know, it's only found like on the tip of the tailbone of Ethiopian babies. They debone the babies. I know that sounds so bad when you say it out loud, but no, if you saw it, so worth it. So worth it. You know, it's like, how do I even describe it? Like if a diamond had that newborn baby smell. Like, I want it. But I have a moral issue with it, obviously, because they're treating the unions that debone the babies really bad. Pick your battles, I guess. It's so cute. I can't wait till Sunday. I'm going to see my favorite niece and my other niece. And I shouldn't have favorites. I know I shouldn't, but I can't help it. She's crazy about me, and I love that in people. And I can make her laugh so easily. I've always been able to make her laugh. Like, literally since she was a baby, I could make her laugh, which is so great. And you know what babies love? Ethnic jokes. She came out of the closet recently, my niece. Announced to the family that she's a lesbian, and she's 7. Did I mention that? And I don't even know if she knows what a lesbian is, but I support her completely. And I'll tell you what's heartbreaking. My sister punished her for it. Can you believe that? No pussy for a week. Which, to us, may not sound like, but when you're 7, you know, a week is a long time, you know? It's like, she goes to a school where the kids are not allowed to play tag on the playground. It's just, you know, and the reason that they give is that they say, you know, if a kid loses at tag, it could give him low self-esteem. And I know, you know, first of all, it's fucking retarded, okay? And I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't say that, but, yeah. And by retarded, I mean they can do anything, you know? No, but I think self-esteem is born out of things like, you know, I don't know, persevering past losing, you know, or getting through a disappointment like that. You know, maybe we should be giving these kids a reason to win. We should be giving them motivation, you know, to win. I tell my niece every time she loses at tag, an angel gets AIDS, for instance. You have to speak their language. You know what I mean? I tell her, you know, that a beautiful angel gets full-blown AIDS. And you know what? She wins. So think about that. And I tell her that when God gives you AIDS, and God does give you AIDS, by the way, I don't know. Make lemonades. You know? It's positive spin, you know? I mean, that's what we should steal from corporate America, you know? That's what we should steal. One positive thing we should take from the man, you know, is positive spin. The whole idea of taking something tragic and spinning it up into something good. You know, if American Airlines were smart, their slogan would be, American Airlines, first through the towers. Because it is something in which they came first, right? Right. Obviously, I'm not trying to belittle the events of September 11th. They were devastating, and they were beyond devastating. You know, and I don't want to say, especially for these people, or especially for these people, you know, but especially for me. Because it happened to be the same exact day that I found out that the soy chai latte was like 900 calories. I had been drinking them every day. You know, because you hear soy, you know, you think healthy, and it's a lie. But it was also the day we were attacked, and devastating. Remember the rage, you know, and then there was no place to put it. Where do you put it? I'll tell you what I did. Domain names. Okay, I bought OsamaBinLaden.com, OsamaBinLaden.net, OsamaBinLaden.org. And then who's he got to come to? Big S. Well, guess what? It's not for sale. Looks like you're gonna have to be Osama 1. And then who's laughing last? America. America is. That was a tough year for me. It was the same year I sued my manager for sexual harassment, which, I don't know if you know anything about show business, but it's something that, boy, you know, for a struggling actress to sue her manager out here in Hollywood, it's something that it takes a lot of guts to do, you know, especially because he didn't do anything. I'm working on an open letter, and it goes like this. Guess what, Martin Luther King? I had a fucking dream, too. I had a dream that I was in my living room. It wasn't my living room, but it was like playing my living room in the dream. And I walked through to the backyard, and there's a pool, and as I'm diving in, there's a shark coming up from the water with braces. So maybe you're not so fucking special. Martin Loser King. Yeah. I want to be the first comic ever to shit on Martin Luther King. People only talk about the good things. They don't mention he was a litter bug. He'd roll up all the windows and lock them and fart in the car with the heat up. While his family suffered, and he would laugh. I just think people should know everything before they give someone a day. I'm a comic with something to say, and I think that's the difference. When I was little, I saw my father's penis by accident, and I wasn't scarred by it. I don't think it really affected me just because I was so young, you know, and so drunk. But I did, this is fucked up. When I was in high school, I went out with my father's best friend. And that's embarrassing, you know, my father having a 14-year-old best friend. I have a long neck. That's probably one of my best features out of many good features, but I have a swan-like neck. And my neck is actually 6 inches long, completely flaccid. And I'm cheating. I'm measuring from the base of my balls.